Hello and welcome to the Art Market podcast. Hi, I'm here with artist Priscilla Jones at her gallery, The Edge in Lancaster. Hello, Priscilla.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
And for our listeners, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yes, my background is actually in embroidered textiles. I studied at Manchester Metropolitan University and graduated in 1997. And since then, I've been producing my own work and also teaching.
Fantastic. And where are you based?
I'm based actually in Lancaster, in my hometown. I have a gallery, as you've already just mentioned, with my husband Ian. So quite a lot of my time is taken up also with the running of the gallery, as well as my own practice, which my studio is actually at home as opposed to in the gallery because there's just not room to accommodate me, unfortunately.
What kind of artists do you have?
Well, we've got quite an interesting eclectic mix. We don't specialise in any one particular discipline. We have a whole range of applied and fine art as well. At the moment, we've got some drawings by Alice Kettle, which are quite unusual. She's mostly known for her embroideries, but we were very lucky actually last year to have her exhibit with us, and we have 2 drawings at the moment in the window, which are absolutely beautiful. We've got some lovely leather bags from Monica Boxley, who uses amazing leathers and the most fantastic vintage fabrics within her work. We've also got Claire Caulfield, which is also going to be at the art market as well. We absolutely love her work. We had a solo show of hers this year, which went really, really well, and her work's absolutely amazing. And we're trying to persuade her to do some pieces as well for us at the gallery that are specifically Lancaster based. We also have Jim Bond's work as well. His sculpture is just amazing. It really blows me away. I actually have a piece of it myself, which I bought off Jim last year, and I won Best Stand, and so we get sort of like a £100 voucher to go and spend with another artist, and I got one of Jim's amazing heads. I just absolutely love it. But we've also got his work in the gallery at the moment.
Can you tell us what you do and how you do it?
Well, I have 2 very specific strands within my work. I do 3D work, which is produced by a process of sculpting in wire, very fine, lightweight wire, which I then work over the surface and actually build the surface quality up with fabrics, papers, wax. So it's a very mixed media process. And then I also produce machine embroidered textiles as well, but they are fairly unconventional in that I actually use painted fabrics in the process. They become a background really for my drawings, so I actually free machine with my domestic vanilla, draw all the things that I am passionate about, which particularly at the moment is tea related things. I've been doing that for quite some time now, but it's still very fashionable. Yeah. So I'm carrying on with that theme for now. I haven't exhausted it yet, I don't think. So I use lots of other materials, found objects. It's all vintage, as much vintage fabric as I can get hold of, and second hand. I'm a great believer in recycling absolutely everything and try hardly to use any new fabrics at all in the work unless I absolutely have to back it with calico or something like that. So my big collection of ceramics that I've got at home, which are all vintage, are hugely inspirational for the pieces that I make. I've got lots of vintage tea sets, lovely 50s patterns, very bright, very colourful, very fresh, and quite vintage inspired really.
You've done the art market before. Can you tell our listeners what the experience is like?
The experience has been fantastic. I'm exhibiting on the 14th this year, and this will be my 4th art market, and it's just been so successful for me. It's just got better and better every time I've done it. I just think the art market is just such an amazing event. It just encompasses all the disciplines that are out there in visual arts. You've got everything from fine art painting to jewellery all in one place. And I think it's just such an amazing ambassador for the way that visual art should be progressing in this country. And I think, you know, they've really, really got their finger on the button. They know what people want. They know what artists want as well from an event. It's really, really well organised, it's professional. I couldn't rate it enough, to be honest. I recommend it all the time to people to come and visit, promote it through our gallery, and tell my students about it, because I've got students coming up to graduating. I think it would be a fantastic platform for them. And also, you know, telling other artists that it's been such a great experience, they should give it a go and apply.
Where can we buy your work?
Well, of course, you're going to be able to actually buy it at the art market this year. But because we have a gallery in Lancaster, you can buy work directly from us. Our web address is www.theedgegallery.co.uk, and I've currently also got work in the States at the moment as well at Lark and Key Gallery in North Carolina, and their web address is www.larkandkey.com.
Have you got any exciting news, shows, exhibitions coming up?
Yes, there's absolutely masses coming up in the next few months. It's a really exciting time, actually. In about an hour, I'm going off to Amsterdam to do my very first workshop in Europe, which I'm really, really excited about. It's in Amsterdam, and I'm going out to do the workshop in conjunction with an exhibition that I'm also showing work in out there. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I've got another overseas workshop coming up in 2012, although the date hasn't been confirmed yet, which will be in southern Italy, and the details will be coming up on Twisted Thread once those dates are confirmed. I'm also going to be doing a really interesting exhibition next year. Going back to my roots a little bit in installation work, when I did my degree, I was actually producing garments which were installation based. And I don't often get the opportunity to do that as much as I would like, but I'm actually going to be collaborating with my sister, Prudence Edwards, who's actually an actress, and she's going to be doing the audio part of the installation, and I'm going to be doing the visual part. That's going to tour actually to Keswick at the Theatre by the Lake, but it will actually preview at the Duke's in Lancaster, the Duke's Theatre. So that's the first time I'll be working with my sister, which is something I'm really excited about. And then there's a couple of other things. I've just recently been featured in a brand new book which has been written by Alice Kettle and Jane McKeating called Machine Stitch Perspectives. And that's a really fantastic book. I could highly recommend that to anybody who's interested in textiles, embroidery, visual arts, really. It's an amazing publication. So I've got a nice little feature in that, which is lovely. And I'm also going to have a feature in a Somerset Studio magazine publication, which is a US magazine, sometime early next year. Again, don't have the dates confirmed yet, but you know, if you keep an eye on my blog, everything is mentioned on there. So just keep watching.
What inspires you, and what do you love most about what you do?
Wow, well, inspiration comes from so many different places. Obviously, I'm absorbing visual information like a sponge all the time, and I particularly love vintage ceramics. I collect it, I draw it, I absolutely love it, and it feeds through into my tea time based work all the time, really. Vintage garments as well. I like to do a lot of drawing actually from costume museums, i.e. Platt Hall. Again, that hasn't fed so much into my work just recently because I haven't been doing garment-based installations, but that's something I'd like to return to actually for future exhibitions. I'm very inspired by literature and also films, just everything, magazines, other artists. Because we have the gallery, there's all this amazing work that comes into the gallery all the time, and I'm constantly visiting exhibitions and museums. I suppose the V&A is probably my key place because it's just so full of amazing artifacts which you could spend your whole life in there and never even scratch the surface. I think it's just such an amazing resource. I love making for making's sake. I've worked with fabrics ever since I was a little girl, and it's such an accessible material that I think everybody can actually, everybody can reach it, everybody can touch it, everybody can work with it. And it's just such an interesting and diverse medium to work in. And I love sewing, particularly on the machine. And it's just such an instant and affordable, I think, process and material resource that you can actually discover and play and just let your imagination go wild, really.
Who do you think's inspired you the most as an artist?
Oh wow, gosh, that's such a hard one. I've been inspired by so very many people. I suppose probably Caroline Broadhead has been a huge influence, actually. Again, installation-based artist working with textiles, but also people like artists like Matisse. I think are hugely inspirational for me now. I think he's absolutely amazing artist, and I look at his work a lot. And also Andy Warhol, actually. A lot of his previous work that I think he's not so well known for, his amazing drawings and illustrations that he actually did for Tiffany's, I think are just a huge inspirational tool for me right now.
What is next for your company?
Well, again, quite a few interesting things coming up in the new year. I'm going to be running quite a lot more workshops actually across the country. I've got workshops planned in Edinburgh and also in the south of England in Teddington as well. I do a fair there every year called the Contemporary Textile Fair, and I've been doing that for about 5 years now, and I try to always run a workshop around the same time as I actually do the fair. I also am going to be designing some rubber stamps for a company in the US, which is something completely new for me. I do quite a bit of freelance design, but I've never been asked to do this before, so it'll be lovely to actually see my drawings interpreted through another medium, and something obviously that's accessible for people to buy and use within their own creative practice as well. It's quite a big thing in the States, buying rubber stamps and then producing kind of journals and things, so that's going to be really exciting. And then I'm also working with a new agent in Manchester to design some embroidery for bedding as well, which is something that I haven't really done before. So very different, very new things coming up. I'm really looking forward to all of those.
Where will that be stocked?
I don't know. I mean, it could be absolutely anywhere. I haven't actually started on the range yet. I'm going to be doing that in the next few weeks, but it could be sold anywhere in the UK or even be sold overseas.
Fantastic. Can't wait to see that, actually. It'd be gorgeous. Well, it's been lovely talking to you, Priscilla.
Thank you.
Have an amazing time in Amsterdam.
I'll do my best.
And we'll see you at the art market on the 14th.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. If you'd like to know more about the art markets, go to www.artmarkets.co.uk.